and they are essential partners in the DEA 360 strategy program. Carlton?
Good afternoon. It's an incredible honor to be here, to be participating in this, and to have been invited by the U.S. Attorney and the DEA leadership to just offer a couple of comments regarding our role and our support for this very important initiative. I want to first start off by just sharing and saying that you've heard the numbers and you've heard about the extent of this problem and challenge, and you've heard it referred to as an epidemic. But I want to offer this: what does an epidemic look like? What does it feel like? There are some who will suggest that those that are within the sound of my voice, if you can hear me speaking, you or someone you know very closely has been impacted directly by this. Not yourself, a family member, a neighbor, a church member, a colleague at work. That by definition is what an epidemic feels like. You have your story, I have mine. My brother, in fact, this past weekend represents the 10-year anniversary, if you will, of his passing. My brother passed because of complications associated with a disease called sickle cell anemia, which affects many in the African American community. But it also means that he endured excruciating chronic pain throughout his life, and therefore built up a physical dependency. He wasn't addicted, but a physical dependency on very powerful opiates. Now, it didn't affect him only, but because my brother Khalil was a little larger in life, even though he was only 98 pounds, he got to be known within our family and within our circle of friends as the local pharmacy. Members of our family, without knowing better, if they had a pain, they would just simply go to Khalil. You wouldn't have to go to a doctor for a prescription. You wouldn't have to go to a pharmacy. You go to Khalil. And the most critical note to make about this is that no one thought that they were doing anything wrong or dangerous. Last year, more than 1,200 people died of an overdose here in this great state. And I would suggest to you that most, if not all, probably would not recognize that they were doing something as dangerous as that. So why are we here? Why am I here? I'm pleased to be here to represent the Community Anti-Drug Coalitions of America, which represents more than 5,000 anti-drug coalitions throughout our nation, many of whom are addressing this issue head on and coming up with strategies that we are all learning from each other. And we are very, very honored to have been invited by the U.S. Attorney and by the DEA leadership to put our shoulder to the wheel as well in this very important initiative, to bring our expertise and resources to bear, along with yours, to help with this issue. Because while this issue is not unique to Louisville, the way it manifests itself is uniquely specific to this community, and therefore requires a very local response to it. So we're here to help in that regard. And so, even though we know the numbers, and the numbers may make it seem as though this is insurmountable, even impossible, I'm reminded of the fact that we're in Louisville. And I'm reminded of a great native Louisvillian, some would call him the greatest even, who made a remark that I suggest has some appropriateness here. He reminded us that impossible is nothing but a big word that is often thrown around by small people who would rather live in the world that they've been given than explore the possibility of the power they have to change it, the possibility or impossible is not a fact, it is an opinion. It is not a declaration, it is a dare. I'm here to stand up here and say thank you to the U.S. Attorney, to the Mayor, Chief, and to the DEA leadership for daring to have the visionary leadership to bring us all together on this very important cause. There is work to do, and we are here to help. Thank you all very, very much.